Hello again, everybody. Well, today we're doing an interesting little jaunt. We're going to be checking out Skyuka Springs, but we're going to be taking a shorter way. Normally, the hike takes about 9 miles or so if you park further out on Lookout Mountain. But for those in the know, if you pay the money and go into reflection riding in the Nature Center and the Arboretum, whatever they call themselves now, then you shorten your hike down to about 2.5 miles. So let's go take a look and see what we can see today, guys, shall we? Let's go check out Skyuka Springs, and we'll have some fun today. And yes, some of the Civil War battle for Lookout Mountain happened around this property. Well, here we are. This is the start of the hiking trail, I believe. They tell you to park next to the gazebo, so let's start off and take a look. And like with everything in Chattanooga, no matter how far off in the woods you get, you're always going to be able to hear trains. And just like that, we are off the property of reflection riding, and we're on park property for Chickamauga and Chattanooga military parks. Now, if you hear a bunch of plastic rustling in the video, it has started showering every now and then, and I have to protect my electronic camera gear. So, I apologize in advance for the plastic rustling, and I will try to minimize it as best I can. You old knothead. I can see why this particular trail is a trail runner's favorite. It's got some gravel to it, it's flat. Theoretically, this actually has got some good handicapped access. I do not see anything yet that is difficult. It's nice and flat. The ground's compacted. It's nice. And Lookout Creek comes right up here. So it looks like the trail will be right up against the creek. Now, feeding from off this is the truck trail or whatever that goes to the entrance of Nature Center and reflection riding. So you would feed in here, or you could go up to Craven's House or Point Park. But considering how steep it is, and the fact that we're going to see Skyuka Springs, we're going that way. So literally, right across the creek, you have a posted, I'm guessing no trespassing. Can't see it on the small screen. Of course, crossing the creek would be difficult, considering that you've got these kind of high, very stick-loaded, really muddy spots. But still, private property is private property. If you don't have permission, it's a no-go. Wonder if that river rescue group that cleans up a lot of garbage could come up in here and try to deal with this. There's so many bottles, so much junk. I don't know what this is per se, but it's February and we have a lot of flowers. And it also looks like a little bit further back there that a wall's been kind of loosely formed. I don't know if that means that when the bulldozers came in and did the trail, if they pushed that back or not, but we're gonna keep going this way because we haven't gotten there yet. And I might have to rethink the handicapped accessible. This particular hill, it's the only one that I've seen that's really bad. Goes up quite a ways and then comes down, so might not be ideal. I don't know if you guys can see this, but even all the way back here, I am next to a big field. Somewhere, not too far away from here, is where one of the skirmishes happened for the Battle of Chattanooga and Battle for Lookout Mountain. You had the Union soldiers coming up from Alabama, up the cracker line, so to speak, and you had some Confederates on lookout sneaking down and attacking them. Now, I don't know where the exact location is. I know it's on private property, but the fact that it happened really close to here just adds a little bit of history to the hike. Really close to the train tracks now. Those horns just echo all through this floodplain around here. Kind of haunting. Uh-oh. There's a fungus among us. Well, I think that the maps are a little misleading as to how far in here. I'm feeling like it's more like 4 miles, but we have made it. Welcome to Skyuka Spring. Comes out between these boulders. The spring is named for the Cherokee chief Skyuka Wauhatchie Glass. He led the Chickamauga against John Sevier in one of the last battles of the American Revolution. That was in 1782, and he later had a little tussle with Andrew Jackson against the Creek in 1814. So, interesting little bit of history. It's a shame that these days the water is not potable. Here's where it comes up out of the ground. And you can tell it's not a little bit of water, it's a decent amount. And then this joins Lookout Creek down that way. Well, guys, I hoped you enjoyed coming along on my little journey with me. I've got a long hike out ahead of me, and then I am off to go on some more journeys. But until then, why don't you go on some journeys of your own? We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.